Hello and welcome to Weekly MTG. We have a very special show this week because I'm doing it alone. Producer Sean is busy this week, hence the background, and you're going to see me clicking a lot of buttons and almost for sure screwing something up. So the stream title, as you noticed, was one of them. We are not doing Double Masters previews today because those already happened. Double Masters is out. Instead, what we are doing is opening Double Masters product. We're going to be doing some opening product. Now, as many people noticed online, we are also having a monthly announcement day today. Now, today is more of what I would call like a mini monthly announcement day. We are going to announce some new stuff, but it's a bit smaller and more niche than some of our bigger announcement days. Next month, however, the reason this month is smaller is because next month is huge. July 21st's monthly announcement day is I don't know what I want to call it, the biggest monthly announcement day of the year, but it's pretty close. So the monthly announcement day today, some things. Monthly announcement day next week, so much cool stuff. I'm super excited for that one. I'm excited for this one too, but it's a little different. So that's why we're bundling it with the product opening today. We're gonna take a look at what it looks like to open Double Masters. We've got some collector boosters, we've got some draft boosters. We'll maybe do some pack one, pick twos kind of stuff. But before we get to all of that, see, now this is where the potential lies for me to screw things up in the transitions, but we have some news. The first bit of news is actually a little bit of a reminder. We announced this earlier, but tomorrow starts the Love Your Local Game Store promotion. We did this a bit last year, and it starts up again tomorrow. So if you head into your local game store and you spend $50 US, the equivalent, on sealed magic product in the store, you get this retro frame Sol Ring. And of course, while supplies last, make sure to check with your store for availability, English only, all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, love your local game store. Definitely head into your local game store tomorrow. It is going on all month, so this isn't a tomorrow use it or lose it kind of deal. So make sure to check with your local game store. Also coming up on July 5th, our next astrology drop, the Cancer drop, will go on sale through Secret Lair. You can see the planes here with the little crabby guy. He's not so little, though. It's a pretty big crab. These are going to follow our typical stuff. The full foil bundle is $159.99. The non-foil bundle is $119.99. That's for the large bundles. Buying them individually, the Cancer Foil Edition, $39.99, and the non-foil is $29.99. So all of those pricing options are the same if you are a fan of the astrology drop. Additionally, see, I gotta do all these clicking things now. Sean usually handles it. Additionally, we wanted to give an update on Jumpstart, on the Dominaria Jumpstart. So we announced a little bit ago that Jumpstart packs would be replacing theme packs for sets, and there was a lot of speculation about what that meant for Dominaria United, about what that meant for Jumpstart 2022, which is coming later in the year. And we just wanted to clear up some of that confusion. So Jumpstart 2022. Still happening, still a full product, all that kind of stuff, all the Jumpstart goodness you've come to know and love. The Dominaria Jumpstart, that is effectively replacing theme decks, there will be 10 Jumpstart themes with Dominaria. So there will be 10 different themes for each of the packets that you can purchase. So just wanted to clarify some of that. I know there was a lot of speculation in that space about what it meant for Jumpstart 2022, about how many themes there would be. Hopefully cleared all of that up. All right, now we're going to move on to the announcements as I click around the screen and cut. Look at that transition. Yeah, it's a little bit awkward, but you know what? Producer Sean has other things to do today. So, first thing we are going to announce today is the return of the Game Night product. So, Game Night Free for All is going to be releasing October 14th. So, Game Night, if you're not familiar, is an out of the box experience to play with your friends at your table for, what do you know, a game night. So all the decks come pre-constructed and built to play against one another. For the most part, it is a reprint product. However, there are 5 new cards that will be in this. Now, these cards will be what we call Eternal Legal, which means they're legal in Commander, Vintage, and Legacy. So we've got Zamrael, Seraph of Steel, which is a 3/4 flyer for 4 mana that has flying, and as long as it's your turn, equipped creatures you control have indestructible. Maeve, Insidious Singer, 4 mana, 3/4, 2 and a blue. Goad target creature. Whenever that creature attacks one of your opponents this turn, you draw a card. Then you've got Vogar, Necropolis Tyrant for 3 and a black, 3 and 2 black, 4/4 with Menace. Whenever another creature dies during your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Vogar. And when it dies, draw a card for each +1/+1 counter on it. And Nogi Draco Zealot says dragon spells cost 1 less to cast, and when it attacks, if you control 3 or more dragons until end of turn, Nogi becomes a dragon with base power toughness 5/5 and gains flying. And finally, Immaril Elfheim Elite, which is an elf warrior, 4/4 mana, 3/3. Whenever it attacks, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of other elves you control. And you may have Immaril assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. So Game Night really is a good product for either teaching your friends or just kind of sitting around having a good time and knowing that all the decks are going to be roughly the same power level. Next up, I want to announce another product coming out October 14th, the Pioneer Challenger decks. So there are 4 Pioneer Challenger decks. We've got Pioneer Dimir Control, Orzhov Humans, Izzet Phoenix, of course, and Pioneer Gruul Stompy. Now, we are not showing off the deck lists at this time. We'll show them off a little closer to the time they go on sale, but you can get a pretty good idea. These are all meant to be playable out of the box and give you a good start playing Pioneer at the local level. I think you can guess at least 4 of the cards that will be in these decks. Someone points out, why are only half of them called Pioneer deck name? The reason for that is there are actually standard decks standard Challenger decks that have similar names. So there is a standard Dimir Control Challenger deck and a standard Gruul Stompy Challenger deck. So this is just to differentiate them a little bit so that people can see what they are, and if they're searching for them online, it helps a little bit. All right. That is all of the announcements. So, like I said, it's kind of a mini announcement day. You'll definitely want to tune in July 21st for the bigger one. So, if you came here just for news, you're excused. You may leave. What we are going to do, this is out of focus. It's purposely out of focus. So, what we're going to be doing the rest of the show is we're going to be opening some Double Masters collector boosters and some Double Masters draft boosters, because with that set releasing, people want to know what they're getting into. So we're going to open them on screen so you can see, and then we will be back to, that's it. We're going to open stuff. No, definitely wasn't kidding about mini announcement day. There's only so much I can handle without Sean here. It really is. Sean is the literal unseen hero of this show. So I'm going to start, I'm going to start with the collector booster. Okay, so a couple different things about this. So this has an outside packaging. So you got this, you pull this off, this opens up, and then box in a box. All right, keeps these packs protected. Get this open. All right, and then what you got in here are, each one comes with 4 of these collector boosters. So, We will open up all 4 of these, then we'll move to some draft boosters. And with draft boosters, we'll do some draft picking and all that sort of stuff. The boxes are all cardboard. Let's see. Do we know if the email invites for Alchemy Legends Baldur's Gate Early Access have gone out yet? I do not know the answer to that. And when can we expect news on Historic Anthology 6? I don't have anything to announce on that. All right. We're going to go through this. So there's always at the back, whoop, foil token. Worm, knight, double-sided, foil. Okay. So we're going to start off with the commons. And you'll get 5 of these right off the bat. Trying to keep this. Oh, see, this camera was not supposed to be on autofocus. Producer Sean. All right. I guess we'll go down here then. All right. We got a Wingsteed Rider, Gnarlback Rhino. Let's see if we can get the autofocus to work. Oh, this is not great. All right. More awkwardness on Blake Learns to Stream by Himself Day. Yeah, see, I'm not even staying in frame over here. Seeker Squire. Elvish Rejuvenator. Pretty great common. And Glow Spore Shaman. Yes, for the people asking, was that all that was announced? Today was like a mini announcement day. We've got a ton coming July 21st, and so most of it's there. Just a couple small announcements today. All right, then we move into 2 uncommons. We got a Goblin Banneret. The camera's not bad. So the issue is that the camera was originally set up, ooh, a Jeskai Charm, not to autofocus. And then I got in here today and the camera wasn't registering anything at all. So I had to reset everything. And the result is the autofocus is doing what it's doing. All right, and then so that is a borderless non-foil. So you get 2 borderless non-foil commons or uncommons. Come on, camera, you can do it. In that slot, and then you get same thing but foil, commons or uncommons, the borderless. Really great looking Seeker of the Way with art by Douglas Schuler. And a Blood Artist. Art by Carl Critchow. Okay. Then you get a regular foil, rare or mythic, Anger of the Gods. And then we get a non-foil, borderless, rare or mythic. So here we got Emrakul, Aeon's Torn. That's a pretty great one. And then you get an etched foil, rare or mythic. Leonin Arbiter right here. A little bitty cat cleric. And then rounding things out, you get a foil borderless, rare or mythic. In this case, Kolaghan's Command. Very shiny and slightly out of focus. Asking about the border-looking black-gray on the Arbiter. So there is a bit. I'll try to do this. So you get one of these etched foils in every collector booster. Come on, focus. Sean had you set up so well yesterday. I jinxed it. Actually, let's try this trick. That's better. Yeah, so the foiling does darken the border a little bit. All right. Yeah, it's etched foil. It is if what you're asking is does it cover the whole card? Because we have done it in the past where it accented the card, like in Strixhaven, it covers the whole card. Okay. Is it possible to open 4 mythics in the same pack? So, yes. So you have 4 slots at the end of the pack. Autofocus, bane of my existence. You have 4 slots at the end of the pack. Each of these 4 slots can be rare or mythic. The foil rare, the non-foil borderless, the foil borderless, and the etched. So you could open 4 mythics in one pack. It's not going to be very common, but you can. All right, let's open pack number 2. All right, pack number 2. Yeah, that was the thing. The refocusing thing is the thing I was doing with the hand cupping. We'll try that a little bit more. Of all the, I mean, I'm already unable to bend my body that way. All right, we got an egg token. Gotta have those egg tokens. And then spirit. Do we have a date for the Morrow Year preview stream? I'm not sure what that's referring to. All right. What else in this one? So commons first. Might of Old Krosa. Man, all right. Get real close. It kind of works. Relief Captain. Camera. Okay. There we go. Kasali Pride Mage. That's a good one. That's a good common. Unearth. Strong Pauper card. Oh, just get right up in that camera. Little Traveler's Amulet action. The giant day for the sets next year are announced. That is coming up. We're working on a lot of planning for that. We'll be talking more about that later. On July 21st, actually. July 21st is not the day that it's happening. That's the day we'll start talking about it. Little foil and burial rites. Hoop! All right, so the non-foil extended. Seeker of the Way. Bloodbraid Elf. Love this art from Paulo Parente. So I don't know if this was intentional. I don't know how well Paulo knows or plays Magic. So the swan, or the birds in the back of this, make me think of swans, which make me think of the weird combo deck that used Swans of Bryn Nagol. I think I'm mispronouncing that. And then a bunch of Cascade cards to get Seismic Assault into play. You'd get Seismic Assault into play, you'd cast Swans, and then your lands would like draw your entire deck, and it was wild. I have no idea if that's what this is referencing, but you know what? It's headcanon for me. It's headcanon for me. All right. The foil borderless common and uncommons. Yeah, the autofocus was off. And now it's not, so I apologize for that. Little Celestia Sanctuary action. All right, so this, now we get to the rares and mythics. Foil surgical extraction. Love this. Non-foil borderless Supreme Verdict. Because that elephant really deserved this. Etched foil Marchesa. And then foil full art 1,000 Year Storm. Yeah, and if you so the artist Donato Giancola posted this art on Twitter and talked about how it was meant to evoke the storm on Jupiter, which I think it does really well. All right. No news today on Warhammer previews. Obviously, those are shifting back from what they were originally going to be. But I don't have the updates for them just yet. Not yet. All right. Foil token. This is kind of a workout for my arm. Foil Fairy Rogue token. All right. Flip. All right. Foil Augur Spree. Foil Deranged Assistant. Bloodflow Connoisseur. Battlefield Promotion. And some Supernatural Stamina. Uncommons. We got Sultai Soothsayer. Bear's Companion. And then we got the... Yeah, Monastery Swiftspear is a good one. Down to common. Oh, we skipped ahead one, but it's a good one. All right, we got Celestia Sanctuary. And then we get to the foil commons and uncommons. We got an Inquisition. We got a Simic Growth Chamber. And we got a foil Rafik of the Many as we head into the rares and mythics. We get full art Sensei's Divining Top, non-foil. I like to imagine the little etchings on it is a little person doing a little dance. And then for etched, Skullbriar, the Walking Judge Call. Let's see if I can get some more of the light to shine on that. Looks pretty spooky and etched. And then we have City of Brass. That is a nice looking City of Brass by Mark Poole. It looks really good in foil full art. All right. One more of these and we will move to draft boosters. Are we going to get the Tokyo Lands on Arena? I actually don't know the answer to that. Boy, people are asking some stumpers today. All right. Bear. Vampire. All right. Carrier Thrall. I got to get more of the camera. There we go. There we go. Pioneer Challenger deck release date is October 14th. October 14th. Both Game Night and the Pioneer Challenger decks are releasing October 14th. Aether Snape. Because Mina's Transmutation. I will open 2 collector's boxes. Basically, we've got the next 36 minutes to open packs. And that's what we're going to do. I got another collector's box. Aether Age. I loved this card when it came out. I thought it was super powerful, and I turned out to be like, not all that right. It's a good card, but it's not that good. Foil Eternal Witness with the Chris Ron art. Fantastic uncommon. What do we do with these cards? Do we keep them? Keep them, give some to my team. You know, when producer Sean is here, he gets some. I usually ask people on my team for a wish list, but yeah, we generally keep them. Thought Scour, non-foil. Rampant Growth, non-foil. With the fantastic Jeff Miracola art. Can I join the team? Maybe. We're hiring. I'm hiring 2 community managers right now, actually. The job is open and posted. Hiring 2, made an offer to 1 today, so we'll see. Unearth, Wall of Omens, love this card. Questions about being remote. We're sort of hybrid right now. Generally speaking, I do want people to be here, though, like in the area. You're not in the office every day by any stretch of the imagination, but there are some requirements in that space. I'll lend to the Dusk Rose. Yeah, I got to take this higher. Don't have the muscle tone for it. The most frightening pithing needle art, just objectively. Oh, hey, here's our egg boy. Adla Palani. Etched and Ulamog. Full art foil. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one to end that box on. All right. Let's do some draft boosters. Yeah, Light the Way. If you want to work at Wizards, I'm obviously a big fan of doing so. I've been here for 8 years, and I was doing freelance work for Wizards before that. Just, check the jobs page pretty frequently. We're always hiring. What we're not always doing is opening boxes efficiently. What's wrong with the cam focus? It's not supposed to be on autofocus. We had this whole setup ready to go. It was not supposed to be on autofocus. And then I came in today. Producer Sean is not here today. Producer Sean is the one who fixes all of the things and knows how all of the things work. I came in today. I had to do this alone, on my own. Now, Producer Sean set up everything for me. Got everything set up. It was basically turnkey. I get in today, and the camera's just not reading. No program on the laptop is reading the camera. So we close and restart a bunch of stuff. And as a result, camera's back on autofocus. I figured all of this out literally like 4 minutes before the stream was supposed to start. So given more time, we would have fixed the autofocus. But I apologize, we weren't able to in time. And now I'm here talking to you people. All right. I can give a recap on the announcements for those just joining. Sure, why not, before we jump into draft boosters. So look at that. Double Masters Draft Archetypes. We talked about these in the show, but there they are. They're going to be in the box. Yeah, I can give a recap on the announcements real quick. Basically, let's do this. Game night coming out October 14th. There are 5 new cards in it. Game night is meant for players to basically play it right out of the box and have some fun with their friends for an evening. All the decks are meant to be played against each other in a multiplayer free-for-all battle. Super cool. And then Pioneer Challenger decks also coming out October 14th. These are the 4 decks that are coming. We have not released the deck lists yet, but obviously you can have a pretty good idea of what's in those from there. And that really was it. Like I said, mini announcement day today. Not a ton today because on July 21st, we are going to be doing a ton. July 21st is going to be the monthly announcement day that you don't want to miss. When are the Legacy unbans being announced? I don't have any news on that right now. Secretly love producer Sean, but don't know how to tell him. We can give him the message. There is not a box topper for Double Masters. That is accurate. Okay, so draft pack. So now a reminder: when you do Double Masters, you take 2 first picks. All right, so we got a Cryptic Spires in this. So this one, if you haven't been following along, is the sort of oddity of Double Masters in that it's the one card that is new and not a reprint. They put it in here to help with the 3-color theme. Man, that is annoying. I do like cup it like I'm taking communion. So Cryptic Spires, yeah. does all those things, but it's pretty good fixing because you get to choose what 2 colors it is. You know, a lot of times you have to take up a bunch of slots with the white-blue land and the white-black land and the blue-black land and the red-green land and the red-black land. Cryptic Spires covers all of that. So the playmat's not the problem. But I get it. All right, so let's do this. So I'll also get 2 foils. So we're starting with Stormfleet Pyromancer. And then Fireblade Artist. Okay, so actually, I'm going to pause, go back to Cryptic Spires. So there is, it does say circle 2 of the colors below. So that is what the card says. However, if you're at your local store, there are some events that are what's like, I forget what the exact term is, but it's like rolling deck construction. So where you can change your deck between rounds, you know, you're not registering your deck. This is what a lot of local events are, especially release weekend drafts and that sort of thing, where you can update your deck between rounds, and that's fine. So for that, the actual rules are this, is that it has to be indicated in some way that is obvious but can change. So one of the suggestions is like do a little slip of paper and slide it in your sleeve if you're playing with sleeves. Or, you know, before the match starts, slide a little slip of paper upside down and say, this is my Cryptic Spires colors. Like, there are ways to do it without actually just writing on it. Yeah, you can circle on the sleeve. Like, there are a couple different ways to do it that don't just make Cryptic Spires unusable going forward. Like, one of my friends, actually Steve Sunu, the previous co-host of the show, was debating putting Cryptic Spires into his cube because it fulfills so many, it just takes the spot of so many different color fixers and lets you free up slots for other things. All right, another foil is Fireblade Artist, and this is going to be, all right, since we're doing pack 1, pick 1, I'm going to try to do it like this. I'm going to try to get it here. All right, Fireblade Artist. Next up we have Food Chain. I've actually never owned a copy of this card, so that's pretty cool. Don't know how good it would be in draft, but and then Darksteel Plate. All right, and then some uncommons. We got Dreamshaper Shaman, Lotleth Troll, downshifted. We're gonna move this. Mistmeadow Witch, love that card. Winged Coatl, Bloodwater Entity, Hyena Umbra, Spell Pierce, Unearth, Lav Sky Knight, Hero of the Games, Might of Old Krosa. All right, so in draft, let's see. Caveat, I've not drafted this set. A lot of times I get to draft a set before it comes out. That's been obviously harder with work from home, COVID, all that jazz. So I actually have not drafted this set. But I have drafted many sets like this. My inclination here, I think there are a couple options. I think the safest option is like Cryptic Spires Darksteel Plate. You really can't go wrong there. Cryptic Spires obviously fixes everything. Darksteel Plate, Artifact, it's going to be relatively good against most other decks that want to be attacking and blocking. If you get something like Winged Coatl back, you can definitely set up an indestructible blocker. Now, this being a master set, there are ways to get around indestructible. It is not a guarantee that your creature is going to survive. So then you could also go with like a sacrifice package. So Fireblade Artist and Dreamshaper Shaman, if that's the kind of thing you want to do. You could also do like Fireblade Artist and Unearth. That gives you some flexibility to move into a couple different archetypes. I'm a huge fan of Mistmeadow Witch. I love that card. So I would be inclined to move like Miss Meadow Witch, Cryptic Spires, and then try to get some blink targets, or like Miss Meadow Witch and Lay of Sky Knight. So you already have something worth blinking. And Lay of Sky Knight is in and of itself a pretty aggressive card. So I think it's going to come down for this pack to sort of preference. Cryptic Spires is the bar none safest pick. And in any double masters draft, I'd probably want to try to pick up 1 or 2. So I would probably, like, timer running down, I would probably do Cryptic Spires, Miss Meadow Witch. That's what I would do, but I'm not convinced that's correct, except it would hopefully lead to the funnest deck for me. All right, let's do another one. Troll and Unearth is also a pretty solid route to go there. Troll might actually be better than Fireblade Artist. I think I kind of zeroed in on Fireblade Artist. There's not a box topper here. Let's see. If I pick the alternate art Force of Negation in my next pack, can I have it? The logistics on that. All right. Cryptic Spires. Hey, look, Cryptic Spires. We like that card. Ooh. And this is just a reminder. You can get the fancy treatments in the draft boosters too. So in this draft booster, full art foil Muldrotha the Gravetide. And our other foil, Monastery Swiftsphere. Also not bad. Yeah, that Muldrotha, I mean, I don't know what in this pack I would have to open to get away from that Muldrotha. But we've got the rare and mythic slots, so. Arjun the Shifting Flame. I love this card. I was an early proponent of Mind Moil, which this is on a creature. Still would pick Muldrotha over it. And Impervious Great Worm. Former Buy a Box promo. Cool card in some decks. I'm unlikely to take it. Right now, my picks are Cryptic Spires, Muldrotha. Myth Realized is actually a pretty solid card if you want to go with like the Prowess archetype. So you could pick it up with Monastery Swiftsphere. Look at that. Full art. Blood Artist. Again, you can get these in the draft pack. Blood Artist Muldrotha. Seems pretty sweet. Washed Out. Wingsteed Rider for the heroic format. Spell Pierce. Skeleton Archer. Enoch Bondkin. Thrive. Some more Fireblade Artist action. Purphoros' Emissary and Arachnus Web. Yeah, I'm going Cryptic Spires Muldrotha in this pack. That's just too sweet. Like, look at that. Look at that. Muldrotha Blood Artist is actually might be better. I might be overvaluing Cryptic. Like, I'm going to be in black here. I'll need fixing, but I can try to pick that up later. Also, they're both borderless, so that certainly tips that hand. But they do go really well together. Like, if you're losing a creature every turn, you bring it back with Muldrotha, you're pinging your opponent. You can get more aggressive if you want to do, like, Monastery Swiftsphere, Wingsteed Rider, or Myth Realized. Certainly, if you want to do that, if that's your jam, you might actually catch some people off guard and win the draft that way. But you would not have a shiny full art Muldrotha the Gravetide in your deck. And so, who really wins in that scenario? The person staring at the Muldrotha as they scoop up their cards. That's who. All right, let's do another one. Yeah, Washout is in this. It's been a long time since that card was printed. There are a bunch of cards in this set that are getting their first-time printings since their original printings. Sentence wasn't quite accurate. They're the first-time reprints. There we go. Sign me up for the dream. Muldrotha versus Great Worm. Best of luck. Best of luck. All right. All right. Zombie token. Cryptic Spires. Foil Graveblade Marauder. Used to be a rare. Little Skeleton Archer action. The Mimeoplasm. Oh man. If I'm on Muldrotha from the first pack, I'm definitely on Mimeoplasm, but that's not how this works. Yahenni, Undying Partisan. Free sacrifice outlets are going to be very good in several of these archetypes here. Ooh, Orzhov Pontiff. That with Yahenni, that's pretty strong. All right, we got a body double. Another card that was once a rare, downshifted. Got some Miss Meadow Witch action. Love this card. Spark Mage's Gambit. This is just technology. Liliana's Elite. Doomed Traveler. Oop. Yep, Full Art Spell Pierce. I love that these just like pop up in the middle of the pack. You're just like, I did get one. All right. Supernatural Stamina. More Monastery. Swift Spear. Grapple with the Past. And Deep Analysis. Oh man, can't miss that. So I am inclined. Boy. I kind of like. I mean, you could go for like a Mimeoplasm body double thing and try to beef up your graveyard a bunch. I kind of like Yahenni, and then one of the things that goes well with sacrifice. So like Orzhov Pontiff, Doomed Traveler. You could Grapple with the Past. You could Graveblade Marauder. But this is a tough one. This is one of the ones where I might go Cryptic Spires, generically powerful card like Deep Analysis. Could also go Deep Analysis, Yahenni. I think just purely on power level, those are probably the two best cards, but there's not a ton of synergy between them. And in this format, you do want to be drafting a lot towards synergy. So I don't know. What do you Grapple, Mimeoplasm, and then there's no green? You could. I think Grapple's probably on the weaker end of cards in the set. It's one of those cards that like enables an archetype. Let's see here. What else? How does Deep Analysis play in Limited? Pretty well. It is the flashback cost. The downsides to Deep Analysis in most Limited formats that it's in is that it's really hard to take a turn off and pay 4 mana to draw 2 cards at sorcery speed. That's usually not a great thing to do. However, if you're getting value by, grappling with the past or in some way milling yourself, then the 2 mana, 3 life to draw 2 cards can be a really big deal, especially out of the graveyard. So it's not the terror that it once was, but it's a solid pick. I don't think I'd first pick it here. You draft 2 cards right up front. Yeah. So I think I would go Yahenni or Orzhov Pontiff here, setting me up for a black-white based sacrifice deck. Like sacrifice graveyard value style deck. Yeah, I'm pretty high on Cryptic Spires right up front as well. You're going to need mana fixing. It's the primary way to get fixing in this format, and it works for whatever colors you end up in. So in a lot of times when you're picking fixing early, it's still putting you in colors. You're taking a red-green land or a blue-black land. Like, those aren't good if you don't play those colors. Cryptic Spires is not the case, which I think makes it a significantly higher draft pick. And, this is your cozy, if I get nothing else from that first draft pack, I got a Cryptic Spires, my mana is going to be better. All right, Cryptic Spires. Foil Flicker Wisp, nice. Foil Glorious Gale Viashino. Sorry to whoever was asking for Force of Negation. This is not the alternate art version. This is just the regular version. And then Alta Pilani. Nest Tender as the second rare. We get into the uncommons. We get Aether Mage's Touch. Mist Fire Adept, Gruul Turf, Brindle Shoal, Militia Bugler, Mana Leak, Severed Strands. Ooh, yeah, I love that they just kind of jump up and surprise you in the middle of the pack. Look, it's a Qasali Pridemage. Also love that art. Feels very 90s fantasy art, book. We got some Fiery Fall. We got some Web Weaver Changeling, and there's our Deep Analysis run. So obviously, we just take the Force of Negation and say thank you, pack. But realistically, Force of Negation not that great in draft. This set does have a number of non-creature spells that you certainly would want to counter, but in draft, Force of Negation is pretty meh. I really like Flicker Wisp. I do like Atla Palani. I'm a little hesitant to commit to 3 colors right off the bat. We could do something like Flicker Wisp and Qasali Pridemage are 2 of the more powerful cards in the deck. They go together pretty well. Flicker Wisp Militia Bugler is just some sweet, sweet synergy right there. Militia Bugler can't grab Flicker Wisp, but Flicker Wisp can flicker the Militia Bugler. And it gives us we're just in white here, so it keeps us open. You know, you could also go the all-fixing route, Cryptic Spires, Gruul Turf. But like I said, I don't like taking these first pick. These cards, first of all, if you've never played with Bounce Lands, they're very, very good. You definitely want to grab some Bounce Lands when you can. However, this puts you in red-green right away. It doesn't have the flexibility of Cryptic Spires. So I wouldn't fault you for taking it first, but I personally would go Flicker Wisp, Militia Bugler. Flicker Wisp, Aether Mage's Touch could be good as well. I favor Militia Bugler a little bit just because they're both white and it gives you a little more flexibility, but couldn't fault you for trying it. All right, got about 13 minutes left. We'll do the last collector booster. And then let's do this. Light the way. You want to get in an interview? Like, all you got to do is apply. If you're looking at the openings, definitely put your application in. Oh, Flicker. Yeah, Flicker Wisp on an opponent's bounce land. That's pretty fun. Yeah, I play the bounce lands in some commander decks, certainly not all. My lands commander deck will play them. In any deck that has use for lands in the hand, they might be good. They're definitely playable. If you're just playing them to fix colors, that's not a reason to do it. You want the synergy of them being a land that 1 returns a land to your hand, and or 2 produces more than 1 mana. So there are a lot of ways, to combo off with lands that produce more than 1 mana, and bounce lands do that. All right, commons. Go with my arm exercise here so that we can actually see these. Forbidden Alchemy, Aven Initiate, and Enoch Bondkin. What card does the 1/1 lifelink vampire come from in the set? I don't know if it's multiple cards, but it's certainly Elenda the Duskrose is in the set, I remember. There may be others, but that's the one I can remember off the top of my head. Foil, is it Boilerworks? The uncommons. Psychic Symbiont. Some more Thought Scour action. I love that Thought Scour. There's our Qasali Pridemage friend. Then the foil commons or uncommons, that is a pretty good looking Terminate. That's probably going in my Canadian Highlander deck. Rampant Growth, we've seen that, but still gorgeous in foil. Call to the Feast is in the set? Okay. I don't have the set quite memorized yet. Bloom Tender yet, like I'm gonna Memorize it. All right, we got a Mimeoplasm with updated art from Mark Tedin. Oh, we did it. I mean, these are just great. The foil full art Oracle of Moldiah. I have about 8 decks that could use that. And then, of course, our buddy etched foil Force of Negation. Yeah, this one. I like this pack. These all have places. All have places. I'm not playing the Mimeoplasm as much anymore, but yeah, Oracle, Force, Bloom Tender, all get homes. Yeah, the etched foil Force of Negation is obviously a highlight. That's what the etched comes with. Come on. Sassy flavor text, of course. All right. Next up. I see you, Shivam. Yeah, we can talk. You can have the Rafiq. All right. Momentary Blink. These are collectors. Yeah, I'm on collectors now. I was doing draft earlier. Yeah, that's just I don't think you're missing where that art is. Deadly Recluse, Tuskart Captain. Foil etched does only appear in collectors. One more rare. We get some Monastery Swiftspear action. Wouldn't mind having a playset of those in this. We got the full art Eternal Witness. Foil version of the Kasali Pride Mage. That art's just so epic. Why don't I turn off the autofocus? I don't know how to do it quickly, chat. I'd have to look into it. Oh, we did it. We did it. Foil, full art Muldrifter. We opened the best card in the set that you could possibly open. It's here, it's shiny, it's fishy, it flies. Yeah, card's great. Ashen Rider, got the rare. Ooh, favorite new art piece from this set. Let me think on that. The Eldrazi the full art Eldrazi are all really good. They're all really good. But let me think on that a little bit. Dauntless Escort. Gifts Ungiven is another favorite of mine. I do love this art. I don't think this one's my favorite art from the set, but I love this art. Love this Gifts Ungiven. Gifts Ungiven has jumped in and out of my Canadian Highlander decks over the years. Ooh, favorite new art. Oh, man. Let me think on that. The Rampant Growth is really good. Thought Scour. I mean, the Ulamog is probably my favorite of the Eldrazi Titans. It's just so good. And then, I mean, the Pithing Needle has amazing art. Damnation has amazing art in the full art version. City of Brass looks great. Favorite's tough, man. There's so much good art. There's the Richard Kane Ferguson stuff. Like, we have 5 Richard Kane Ferguson pieces in this set. Elemental. All right, Winged Coatl. We got about 5 minutes here. Doom Traveler. Riftbolt. That's a nice little foil there. Legacy playable Riftbolt. Cruin Striker. Stagger Shock, foil Bogyevel, Demir Aqueduct, Golgari Rod Farm, Inquisition of Kozilek is in foil. That's a nice one. Bloodbraid Elf. Child of Alara. Cosmic Baby. Yeah, I mean, like, look at that Richard Kane Ferguson art. Grim Flare. We got Gumball. Console of Allocation as the etched foil. Smothering Tithe. I mean, and this one, too. Like, Peter Venters knocked this one out of the park. All right, one more collector booster. We are just about out of time. All right. You know, I'm not sure if the Smothering Tithe is a particular individual's hand. I'd have to check the art description. Token. All right. 10th District Legionnaire. Sensor Splicer. Seeker of the Way. Living Lightning. Ambuscade. Conclave Mentor. Firemind Vessel. And then we get the nice full art Lightning Bolt. Blood Artist. Foil Unearth. Foil Terrifying Flicker. So this is another piece of amazing art. Thomas Baxa. Baxa? Actually not sure. Foil Dark Steel Plate. Full art Grand Arbiter. Etched foil Weathered Wayfarer. And oh, yeah, favorite art in the set. Obviously. I'm old enough to remember when the Foglios did comics in the Duelist, and I have fond memories of them. So, yeah, little Foglio art. I'll say, I don't know. It's hard for me to pick my favorite. Like, the thing is, there are a bunch of distinct, unique styles like that Chaos Warp, and it just kind of depends on what you're into. Just kind of depends on if you like cosmic horror or sweeping landscapes or weird butterflies on armor. It's, you know what, it's kind of whatever. So, all right. That is our show for today. Just to recap the announcements really quick, we just announced 2 products, Game Night and the Pioneer Challenger decks. Both are coming out October 14th. So look for those then. A reminder that Love Your Local Game Store. I'll throw this up here again. The promotion we ran before is back, and it starts tomorrow. If you spend 50 USD, that's United States dollars right there, or the equivalent on sealed Magic product in a local game store, you can get one of these sweet retro frame Soul Rings. So check with your local game store on the availability. Reminder that the astrology lands for Cancer go on sale July 5th. So next week on Tuesday is when the Cancer drop drops. Head to secretlair.wizards.com and there are some options. And then next week's show, I always talk about next week's show, so I might as well do that too. Next week's show, we are doing the release of Alchemy Horizons Baldur's Gate. We're going to have Donald Smith on. Donald Smith was one of the designers who worked on the set, and we're gonna play. We're gonna play. He's gonna talk me through it. I have not played the set at all again, so I'll be going in blind. Donald will talk through it. He'll talk through some design stories. He'll tell me what's good and what's not. That's what I got. So I appreciate everyone tuning in today to a slightly unorthodox show. Thank goodness producer Sean will be back next week. But I appreciate you all tuning in, and I will see you next week. Bye, everyone.